Oh my god, I have less money than I thought. I definitely have work to do. Chat, I am saving for a heavy fighter. I need a heavy fighter. I have a medium fighter. I have a light fighter. I do not have a heavy fighter. I have not had a heavy fighter for like a couple patches. This is not Bucky Spaceman. I've upgraded to grade A civilian stuff on it, and I think I have grade A military coolers. What do I have on it? So you could look at it, huh? Because the stuff that comes on the Hermes is hot garbage. It's like grade C civilian. What the hell? Maybe I didn't put coolers on it. Thought I did. No, this is grade A civilian. Grade A civilian. Grade A civilian. Yeah, I think I went grade A civilian all the way around. Yeah, so it's better than what it had. But it's not I don't have... Definitely don't have enough, military stuff to put on, as shields. Yeah, I put the Lorca, Genoa power plants. Yeah, I did the Lotus. Because they, honestly, I think they had similar stats, but lower EM. So I went, that's why I ended up going mostly grade A civilian on this. I wanted the EM signature to be a little lower. See if that makes any difference for missiles. Probably not. Eventually, I'm just going to put grade C military when I get it, but yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I figured I would not put much of the military stuff I do still have on it, because I want to save that for my other ships, because I'm not going to be, like, maining this as a battle bus, but it can. That said, I'm probably going to do a little bit of fighting in it today. We'll see. But yeah, I want to save up for a heavy fighter. I will probably end up with the Scorp. Although I've never actually... I mean, I've flown the Hurricane once or twice. But maybe this time I'll go for the Hurricane. I don't know. You like the term battle bus? You're a battle bus. You're beefing the shields and such just so you have enough protection to run like a coward. Yeah, I mean, every now and then I'll do some fighting in it. It is capable of it. You know, the Connie's better, sort of, but not... Although it's not really the Connie's fault right now, but the Connie can get one shot a lot easier than this. Even though the Connie's tankier. It's just something with, even though they're not fully physicalized, the power, I guess, still where the power plants are supposed to be, it's a lot more vulnerable. Whereas the power plant in this is kind of like mid-ship, so it's a little more protected. So if you're like, if you turn to try to evade missiles, if they hit the rear of the ship, they're not going to take out the power plant. Whereas in the Connie, right now, the power plant's like right in the back of it. So you take a missile hit from trying to evade or run away from a missile, it's probably going to take the power plants out. It happens like several times to us in one session. Oh boy. And I thought they fixed this issue with the engines turning on when you retrieve it. Like, ugh. All right, what do I want to do? Yeah. So, before I pick up any type of delivery mission to make any type of money, how have landing zones been? Specifically New Babbage. Is New Babbage still ridiculous? As far as trying to get a hangar? Has it chilled out? Okay. So, maybe I'll try some of this for a bit. We'll see if it's any better. Wait, what is all this? Why is there Citizens for Prosperity stuff in here? Oh, wow, I guess they're one of the factions for this? I didn't even... I never noticed that. All right, so pick up from New Babbage. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see if it works. Pickup is better than drop-off, because that way, if it doesn't work, we can just move on with our lives without having a cargo hold full of cargo we can't do anything with. Yeah, that's a good clarification, Wolf. You don't have a problem, but I might. They don't give normal faction... okay. I just want money right now. I don't care about the event, to be honest. There's no reward that I really... None of the rewards are really worth it to me.
That's so freaking annoying.
I tried to work out the exclamation workaround citizen command to pop the workaround citizen merch link and play Chronoing at the same time, but Stream Elements can't do it, unfortunately. I'd have to get like another bot to piggyback off of it, and then I lost interest. All right. That. Cool. I will say, rigging up the MFD controls to the Stream Deck is worth it. Just do it with macros. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's why you have Kitty, right? Kitty quit. I also realized last session I was flying this with the acceleration limiter all the way down because I bumped it all the way down for the Fury. And I never bumped it back up. I don't think it makes much of a difference on the ship. It still accelerates really slow. The hell? Oh. Cool. Let me guess. My ping doesn't work. Because that's off for whatever reason. That's cool. Engineering has a very long way to go. Very basic things like when you switch from nav to quantum and stuff, like power attributes are like, they don't stick. It's gonna be a long road, chat. I mean, it could be worse, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's... I mean, there's aspects of it that I'm excited for. Yeah, I would say I'm not, like, impressed with it, but I know... I knew to... was it temper expectations? You know, we knew what we were getting into. And it had to happen, I guess. But my concern is 200 plus spaceships and balancing across 200 plus spaceships. All the while, you have a live player base that is always finding new metas and exploits. Especially in the... Well, I shouldn't say especially in the PvP realm, because look at the dupers with PvE shit. But, yeah. You salvaged a second Genoa plant that was destroyed and was able to repair it back to full. Yeah, like, being able to do stuff like that's cool. I think engineering and stuff will feel a little more meaningful, like, once there's more crafting involved, stuff like that. Because it creates an economy around it. It creates more of a need to do that stuff. more of a reason to. And then there's just the balancing. Like, splash damage from missiles, like that last session. Varric, you are absolutely right. You can clip that if you'd like, buddy. The ship was fine after getting hit in the face with 3 size 5 torpedoes. I mean, it wasn't fine. It was damaged, but it actually wasn't as damaged as we thought, because we went back to it to get our bodies. The splash damage killed both of us in the pilot seat. And that's all it did. The ship was still there. It was ironic. After we came back the second time to finish the job, the second Hermes we had was more beat up than the first one that got hit with the size 3 torps or whatever. So it actually handled the damage pretty well. The splash effect of it is, I think, the biggest problem with missiles right now, especially when, like, you have full shields or whatever. Like, you know, if they can figure out the splash damage mitigation, because that's what's taking out power plants one shot in, like, the MSR and the Connie and stuff. You're still really, really concerned with the multiple levels of ores. You feel like they'll have the Star Wars Galaxy's problems of having inventories full of low-quality stuff. Strawberry. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, my guess is by the time they roll that out, if that's 4.7 or whenever, we're going to get a full wipe. So anything we have now is going to be it isn't going to be there. They're going to need to do a wipe before qualities hit. There's no way they're going to be able to keep that in, or keep existing inventories in of materials and stuff. It'd be nice if we could at least keep rep. But with such a big thing like a rework of inventories and items and stuff like that, with like qualities, I could see the necessity for a full wipe. What you're talking about is what happens after that. The current materials don't have qualities, so they have to nuke that. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, wait. What happens after that? So you're saying, like, after the wipe, they had the material quality stuff. You're worried that you're just going to have a bunch of, like, low quality crap? And then it's going to be really hard to find good stuff? Okay. I see. I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, that is just... that's the catchphrase of this game, right? Guess we'll see. Guess we'll find out. I also love that my brand new spaceship that is new to the game doesn't have a lamp. You know what I should add is those quotes from Star Trek Generations, the movie, on the Enterprise B, the new captain, when they Kirk is asking him about, like, where, you know, where's the tractor beam, where's this or that, and the answer was Tuesday, because it was like its first maiden voyage. Tuesday. Let me guess. Tuesday. That applies so well to Star Citizen. Oh yeah, everyone either grinded the shit out of this event already, or they left, or they gave up. Oh yeah, isn't that a thing? Like, apparently Lamp is, like, flashbanging people. Look at that. We didn't even have to come to a stop. We got a hangar. Absolutely wild. Yeah, I knew the lighting was messed up. don't think you ever got an answer? I'm sorry, Strawberry. What was the question? Oh, lamp. It's night vision for ships. It's only available on, like, it's actually a decent list, but it basically changes the entire canopy, like the panels of the canopy itself. Illuminate. And it's actually, the color of it is actually specific to the brand. Like, I think RSI is like a purple almost. Drake is like a yellow. Yes, the thing we've wanted forever. And guess what? Here's the kicker. Of that actually decent list of ships, decent sized list of ships initially that have it in this patch, the only two that I have that have it available is my Cuddy Black and the Wolf. That's it. This ship, which just came out, that everybody's flying, doesn't have it. But hey, at least it's coming. All right, so let's refuel. 1,300 credits just to get here. So yeah, and from what I've seen, it does make a difference. I really haven't used it, but I turned it on my Cuddy. That was about it. I still gotta work out the keybind properly on my Stream Deck. So, yeah, I mean, it's great that stuff like that's coming around, you know? Just kind of wish I had more ships on that list. I've noticed these contracts are giving more size 4s rather than size 8s, which is nice for people that have things like the Zeus. All right. I'm going to try to use this stupid tractor beam. Because Varric says it's amazing. We have to go back and forth with every single box. I love the rail. I just wish we had variable control on it, like where we could stop it wherever we want. No, Varric. You basically, in my head, said it's amazing. You don't understand. I translated what you said in my brain. You can move faster, but it's a lot of back and forth. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to force myself to use it for this one. Meanwhile, my character's over there without a head. I gotta turn up the sensitivity or something. Hold on a minute. Controls. Sensitivity curves. Turret. That's at 1.5. Let's do 1. Let's do 1.8. It's a little better, I guess. Feels weird. Nope. It'd be nice if I could see my cursor and didn't have to see medical supplies spammed 50 times right in front of me. I was going back and forth. Not as much, though. It's also more entertaining. And if I have to move something, it's less wrestling with it. Chat, do you feel more entertained when I do it this way? Yes, I don't understand it's the left and right controls. Turret. Here, let's just turn these up a lot. See if that's actually making... doesn't feel right. What is going on here? Hold on a minute. You're just happy to be here. Varric, why don't you ever get angry? I'll tell you what, I was thoroughly... Whoa, what the heck? It's weird. It's like sensitive, sort of. Within a certain range, and then it, like, stops being that sensitivity. Ugh. I don't understand it. Turret. Let's do 2. They need to dial the turret sense. It's like, I almost feel like it needs more, though. But, I don't know. There's just something weird about it. It's the springiness of it, I think. I can't explain it. Because then you have, like, the tether aspect of the beam. And how it behaves on that, too. I don't know. It's weird. Because, like, if I try this... Watch, it's going to work beautifully now because Varric's watching. Yeah, see... If I do that, it's just... And then I move back. Of course, now it's going to work fine. I need witnesses. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the way this stuff goes. Like, case in point, our internet was misbehaving the other day. You know, the upload speed issue, where that causes us to drop frames. So I called the ISP in the moment to show them that it was happening. Wouldn't you know it, the minute I'm on the freaking phone with them, it's fine. It's fine. It's behaving fine. They see no issue. And there was no issue at that point. I'm just like, go figure. But if I had been streaming that entire time, I would have dropped a million billion frames. You think it's a sensation of holding something and our brain knows how something should work based on the physics? Or it's the game hasn't implemented it right. Maybe. Maybe. Varric's saying that our brain shouldn't work a certain way and that we should compensate to accept how this works. Is that what I'm hearing? I feel like that's a form of Stockholm Syndrome. Oh my god, there's still so many to go. I wish you could like hold another button and make the acceleration temporarily, like the movement acceleration with this temporarily fast, because you don't need it high sensitivity all the time. Your comments are purely based on my current stage of annoyance with the game. I know it is. Varric, this is why you and I get along so well. Oh boy. Maybe this is the place you have Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, maybe. Me too. Do I have enough boxes? No, we need more. How you doing, Bobby? I'm missing my head. Yes, I am. Crofty's getting annoyed at Premiere Pro right now. Oh boy. It's not just me, chat. Technology hates everybody in our household. You need an assistant at work because holy hell, the last 2 weeks have been awful. Are you trying to hire me? Because I don't want to be your assistant, Bobby. I'm sorry, buddy. You wouldn't hire me for my sake? Oh, I know about that company. I don't want to work. I don't want to work for that company. Oh, no. We never get annoyed at our dog. Oh, Bobby, I'm sorry to hear it's crazy there. So, chat, speaking of work, today's been a busy, or this week's been busy. After a couple weeks of not selling any PCs, but getting 1 million tire kickers messaging me about refurb PCs, I all of a sudden sold, I think, between PCs and laptops, I think I sold 5 of them this week. So I've gone from having a surplus to rapidly running out of inventory again. So now I'm gonna have to find more. Right, Varric? So rude. She has been very bored because we haven't been able to go for our usual walks around the neighborhood and stuff, but she is going to be spending about a week with her best friend. Yeah, I know, Bobby. Part of my problem, too, is I don't have places to put a lot of it. Right now, it's just been, like, haphazard piles in our living room. Because we don't really spend any time in our living room. And we never have guests, so... I do need to come up with a better way to store those. And I'm also hesitant to bring on too many laptops because I don't trust lithium-ion batteries. I only take on like a few like individual ones. I won't buy those in bulk because like I don't have a shed that God forbid a lithium-ion battery explodes, which especially when you're dealing with used laptops, it's a possibility. Nah, still. But yeah, like I've been just in general too, like the laptops are usually, well, I'd say like there's usually like a 40% chance it needs a new battery. And now and then I can find replacement batteries for inexpensive enough on eBay. But laptops are also gross. Dude, I got a Lenovo ThinkPad recently. The guy gave it to me as a trade, as a partial credit towards another system that I sold him. And I figured, yeah, you know, I can... He showed me he sent me pictures. It didn't look that bad. It's like a T470, so it was decent. You know, I had 16 gigs of RAM and stuff. There's a ThinkPad, you know? They're just good systems. Oh my god, don't go back, please. Oh my god, it was so gross. Like, it was crusty. It smelled bad. It is the first laptop I've gotten that actually smelled bad. It was so gross. So anyway, I ended up... Like, it needed a new keyboard. I bought the keyboard. It still wasn't working quite right. So I was like, I gave up. No amount of isopropyl alcohol could sanitize that thing. Humans are disgusting. So I wiped it down as good as I could with like 90% isopropyl alcohol. And it's listed on eBay for parts. For $69. I had to go with a meme price. Dude, it was disgusting. Like, whoever had this thing had horrible hygiene. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, it's just gross. But that's why I prefer working on the desktops, because It doesn't have a keyboard. Like, keyboards and mice are the most... Like, anyone that works in IT knows are, like, some of the most disgusting things on the face of the planet. I don't even know if that's what it was, Bobby. It was... among other things. That's all I'm going to say. It's a shame, too, because the battery was actually decent. And everything else about it, like, spec-wise, and, like, the screen wasn't in bad shape. But, yeah, so that's why I'm very picky about, laptop inventory that I bring in. The desktops, you know, the business-grade desktops aren't as bad because, like, you know, people aren't touching them on a regular basis. They'll be dusty and stuff, but I can deal with that. And sometimes you'll get one that just doesn't work or the motherboards burn out or whatever, but I can usually, like, part them out. Yeah, it was all of the above, Bobby. All of the above. Like, humans are gross. Oh, yeah. But, like, I don't know. Like, if we had a place with, like, a proper shed and stuff... I mean, we have an external, closet that eventually, if we clear it out enough, I could probably do something with, like, if I bought, like, a pallet of these computers, I could probably do something with. I'm trying to avoid having to buy storage. Okay, so now this is the downside of this stupid thing. Is because you don't have full variable control about where this thing is on the rail, once you get this deep with it, it's recessed back behind these boxes and it makes it near impossible because I have to go back to effectively bring the boxes in. Because trying to, like, bring them in underneath is just... Yeah, see, now this isn't... What is this thing doing? Something's wrong with my axes now. Yeah, something's not right. I can't... I feel like I should be able to look further up than that. Enter. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm just dumb. So yeah, now I gotta try to do it this way, I guess. So we're gonna go down and under and wrestle it. And there's gonna be sparks, and I'm gonna fear for my life. That's just, it's not intuitive. And I know they're still working on this and figuring it out, I guess, but I forgot to get my Atlas. That's what I forgot to get. I think it got destroyed, so I should be able to claim it here quick. Go to the other elevator. But I am dumb. Hey, you guys should know by now, I get fired up about things, but I'm also pretty humble and self-deprecating.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval
I will admit when I'm wrong. It might take me a little while to get there. I also sometimes I act more stubborn than I really am because I know it bothers some people.
Your insurance claim, thank you.
All right, 36 seconds and then I can call it here.
Goodbye.
Knock yourself is when you knock yourself off. I don't think you can. We've tried that, and you're like, you're non-corporeal. You like it, Varric.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Please visit us again.
You love being a punching bag. I apologize sometimes. Come on, are you here yet? Yes, you are. All right. So I am happy to have a reason to use the Atlas again. It's an admirable quality, Varric. Oh yeah, this is always sketchy doing this in the elevator. God, I don't get motion sick, but that animation first person makes me a little motion sick. All right, chat. We're moving at the speed of smell.
Three hours later.
It's nice that we can call these up on the cargo elevator at least. I didn't want to risk sending the rest of that cargo back down. Yeah, I'm there's too many limitations with that internal tractor. It's nice to have it, but I forgot to grab my Atlas. I meant to do this earlier. Well, this is a vehicle that it's not owned by like the property or whatever. This is actually one of my ground vehicles. So like they don't just arbitrarily give you one of these with all cargo. Oh god, I gotta move that stupid tractor beam. Hold on a minute. You took the most basic thing to your core. Can you do anything about it? No. Then why worry about it? Hakuna Matata. Alright, so what's nice is you don't have to, like, go into turret mode to move it. It means no worries and DMC'd. And I'm so sorry. Alright, so I try to talk over that one because I don't know if YouTube will get mad at me if I play too much of it. YouTube gets fussy. Yeah, see, this actually works pretty decent if you can get the right angle. I will say, it would have been nice if they would have made this opening a little bigger. I feel like that's almost the identical opening to the Zeus CL. Which makes sense for the Zeus. But for a ship this big, that probably should have been even just a little bit wider. Even if it was still too small for an Ursa to get in effectively. Yeah, because, like, what's interesting is when you look at the bottom of the ship, and I'll show you when I go back out or move or whatever. Yeah, maybe I'll do it now because we're just talking about it. We're just chilling, chat. There's a lot of negative space in this ship. Like, what is all this? Because you can't get down there. Look at all that negative space. I mean, I guess it's like components and shit, but like, that's like 5 or 6 feet of negative space. I guess, but like, I don't know. My point being, they could have done something. You know, even just in the rear here, like they could have like made it so it like stepped up or something into like the main cargo area. Like keep the cargo area the same height that it is. But like maybe have this have been like further down and recessed, and then it ramps up a little bit. And then that would have afforded them a bigger, like a more vertical opening. I don't know. I've designed exactly 0 spaceships except for the ones I used to build as Legos. Yeah, I mean, they could have just done it in the back here, you know what I mean? Because there's no landing gear directly underneath this path here. Or like right here. Space. Oh, that is true. We did make the rocket toilets. How many versions of the rocket toilet did we make? I still have those recordings, Bobby, of those ventures of us playing Space Engineers over the pandemic. That was before I streamed. Yeah, I was determined to make a spacefaring rocket toilet that could break Atmo on its own power, and it was like, it literally just looked like a toilet. Oops, that didn't go all the way back. And it had rocket boosters on the bottom. Needless to say, it didn't work. But man, those are some magnificent deaths. Empyrean. Yeah, I wanted to like that game. Oh yeah, and that was... I feel like that was the beauty of Space Engineers, in my opinion, was just the failures were so hilarious and in some ways epic. Like when we were doing, like, I guess it was the Earth map or whatever. So it was like Earth and then the moon and then you could get to Mars. And it was an epic journey. And I remember we finally were approaching Mars and we had the two different ships and one of them started getting caught by the gravitational pull and couldn't quite break it, and then we tried our best to fight it, but it like crash landed and split in half on the terrain of Mars. And then that's where we realized after a couple sessions after that we were pretty screwed because we couldn't harvest things to build at that point. We were kind of marooned basically. But it was seriously like, it's one of those gaming memories I will always cherish. Like, that was cinematic. All right. It was the way his ship broke. Like, I remember it came in for a crash landing and like it skipped off a mountain and snapped in half. And like all our little support ships that were attached to it couldn't do enough, and like they were really fuel inefficient because they were built for like the moon gravity or whatever, and they weren't built for that gravity. We didn't think far enough ahead. Like, I guess you could say we were playing like hardcore mode or whatever. I don't remember, but we're probably making things more difficult on ourselves than they needed to be, but it was still awesome. All right, so now we gotta go drop this shit off. There's another game coming out. I think Rack had posted it on the Discord. It's like kind of more of a well, I guess Space Engineers was voxel based too, but it was like more of a
Looks like you're on your way. It was
silly
great being able to help you. And I hope you're able to visit us here at New Babbage again real soon.
Okay, you can stop with the marketing speech. It was that one that was like kind of like almost Minecraft looking as far as the graphics. All right, hold on. What is going on with my power? Is everything? Yeah. Well, hold on. You can power up a little more. Cool. Alright, so let's just do this real quick. Just course just slightly. Odyssey Arc, that's what it was, yeah. But it was literally... Basically, it looks like Space Engineers. It still looks like it would be fun, though. So we almost got caught in that 10x gravity planet in the one game, and... Oh, hold on a minute. I drifted. Give me a sec. That's what happens when I'm reading and driving at the same time. 10x gravity in the one game, and we were literally trying to FTL jump out of the planet and couldn't because of the weight and gravity. Yeah. cut off the weapons and a few other non-essentials. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was... I don't think I'd play Space Engineers again, but I'm glad I did. You know what I mean? I don't think I have it in me again. But it is an amazing game. I think back then, that was like 2020 or 2021. There was a little bit of PvE, but not much. Yeah. Yeah, Varric. Volk, I feel like you would like Space Engineers. How you doing, man? Yeah, it was really cool having, like, working as a group and, like, having that goal. Especially going into it green and not knowing anything. It was pretty cool, and it was so unique. We had never played any game like that before. That was before I started playing Star Citizen and everything. It's amazing mods that make it so playable even now. Tons of PvE and contracts. Yeah, yeah. It's become one of those games that's like almost like just a platform. You know what I mean? Maybe kind of like, isn't that kind of what like Roblox is almost? I mean, obviously Space Engineers isn't monetizing at all, but it's like, who plays vanilla? Learning to use commands and remembering all the settings for machines to machines is torture when learning. Yeah. Yeah, we think Star Citizen's complicated.
Where are the turtles? Where are they?
Drew, I don't know, man. Maybe on the cargo deck of this place. I don't know. There might be a turtle here. How you doing, man?
Please proceed to signed landing bay.
I'm an idiot.
He just comes in here and makes fun of Varric right away. Who do you think you are, Drew? We're nice to Varric around here, aren't we?
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
There we go. All right.
Engines are off.
Doing pretty good, Drew. Zaber, how you doing, buddy? Do you think you yell at yourself quite a bit more than the average person? Oh, I talk to myself and grumble to myself and yell at myself all the time. I was yelling at myself and grumbling to myself yesterday. We were trying to go out and do errands. Went out to my truck. Man, honestly, it needs a new battery. And I don't drive it enough for the alternator to charge it properly. So it goes dead, especially in the cold weather. Last couple years. And I have one of those little battery pack jumpers. It works pretty well, but I was having a hell of a time getting to it because I nosed the truck into my parking space, and there was like several feet of snow in front of it, so I couldn't get to the hood easily. Yeah. I got the truck started, but after a lot of grumbling and yelling at myself. Nick over on YouTube. Yo, welcome in. Could I join? No. Please don't advertise your stuff on my channel. Thank you. Let's see here. Just look at yourself and say, why are you an idiot? Varric, be nice to Varric. Let's see here. Oops. Oh, damn it. Now I gotta pull that one back. There we go. Let's see here. Anyone ever walked into the bathroom, used the sink, then finish and turn around and flush the toilet for no reason? Yeah, that's called weird muscle memory. I know I read that out of order. All right. Yeah, I do muscle memory stuff like that all the time, Varric. Right after I tell myself not to do X, Y, or Z too. Like I'll be like, okay, I don't need to do this for whatever it may be, and I'll do it anyway. Like less than 20 seconds later. Isn't that kind of that whole theory of it's a psychology term. It's that with your brain, it's the horse and rider concept. Like there's certain things that are just inherent in our brains that like is such muscle memory, and it's like driving down the road on a road you travel every day, right? And not remembering 5 minutes of the journey. But you drove it just fine. I think it's called horse and rider, or the horse and rider concept or something like that. You don't flush the toilet every time? Come on. I'm not gonna fit them all there, am I? I have to start a new row. Ever. Oh, I saw every. Well, that's kind of gross. Unless you have an outhouse. How you doing, Finn? Mine is on, but definitely didn't start up correctly. Nothing like trying to start a load of laundry, throw the clothes in the washer, and then put a dryer sheet in with them, and then proceed to start the dryer. Oh, that sounds like something I would do. Or it's like something as simple like trying to make a bowl of cereal, right? Oh my god, this music is so loud. You get the cereal, the box of cereal out of the pantry. You get the milk out of the fridge. You pour the cereal, you pour the milk. And then you go to put the milk back in the pantry. I feel like if abrasions and stuff on the interior of the ships were a thing, every Hermes would have scuffs on these left and right portions and like dents and stuff like that of the hatch. I would like to see that type of wear and tear in the game and like oddities. Like my dad always pointed out with the new Volkswagen Beetle. Oh, I say the new Volkswagen Beetles that came out in like the early 2000s, or maybe it was late 90s. The new bug. He pointed out almost every single one of them over time, you would have one headlight out because in order to change the bulb on the headlight of those things, you had to take the whole front end of the car apart. Although I guess we'll see stuff like that with Star Citizen, like those little details and quote unquote storytelling of a ship, and wear and tear. I guess we'll see more of that once we get more engineering, more crafting and stuff like that, and people aren't just like going to a pad to repair and getting a pristine ship every time. Like, I actually love that you can come across, even now, player wrecks or debris fields and stuff of player ships, which we have, and it just it tells a little bit of a story. And if you look at things, you can kind of piece together what may have happened, which is really cool. And that's where the permanence becomes neat. Like, it becomes almost like a crime scene, you know? Why the doors and things don't wear? Well, I'll be more curious and worried about that. About the doors and hatches when they can get ramps and hatches and stuff to work properly. Whether we're getting locked in bathrooms or the Asgard ramp is getting shot after losing 1 HP. That's where he went wrong. He slammed into... Oh, there's his problem. He slammed into the surface at 800 meters a second. Yep, that'll do it. Yeah, I think if you're working by yourself, this is probably the best way to load and unload the ship right now. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Do you want to have to frequently grease the door tracks or have to use a crowbar to fully open it? No, thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, Volk. I agree with that. I don't know. I just like, even just like cosmetic stuff, you know, would be kind of neat. More of it, because they kind of took away like the battle scarring of ships in the last couple patches. I don't know why. At least the ships I've been flying. It looks like they've come back a little bit in this patch. But like I remember getting into heavy combat and stuff, and like our MSR just didn't look like it took any damage. Like things were actually damaged, like HP wise, but the hull looked pristine. No like blast holes or anything like that. Worst issue you have had recently, luckily enough, was your raft elevator wasn't working. Had to pull up your MDC, climb on it. Work around, citizen baby. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We'll put the ramp up. Send that down. And since Drew asked nicely, we're gonna go find a turtle. I think there's a cargo place here, right? I think there usually is. We're gonna see if there's a turtle here. There's a good chance there is. You would have left it and logged out, but you just bought 400,000 worth of laranite. Oh, yeah, that's a good example of why I am not in a rush to do that type of cargo hauling or even mining. Stupid shit like that happens to me all the time. Oh, there's no cargo area. All right. Volk has a laranite connection. I do want to go rock mining. I want to do a session where Crofty and I take two rocks out in this, because you can fit the single seaters in this fine. I think you can fit the 2-seater one, but it's kind of tricky. But I gotta do a major refresher on mining. So chat, I'm gonna take a quick break here. Just step away for a moment. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads so they don't bother us for an hour on Twitch, and then we're gonna get back at it. So just give me a minute. I'll be right back. So everything's pretty much always sold out. All right. Where am I? All right. Priority. Stop cargo heist. Thwart cargo jacking. Ship under attack. Oh my god, 466k? Holy shit. Alright. Let's just keep doing these. They pay pretty well. I'm not gonna bother looking for something coming from here to go there. It's gonna take forever just to find something.
You are clear to launch.
All right.
Thank you. Please visit again.
Let's just do this real quick and then we'll adjust. During events like this, I don't always do straight lines. I offset a little bit. And then correct. Oh my god, just... Alright. You're gonna make me do this, aren't you? I love how the waypoint for the collect doesn't work. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. We might hold off to do mining on our end until I guess it's 4.7. Isn't that what they're talking about, getting the first iteration of crafting out? Right? So it feels a little pointless right now, especially since we don't particularly care too much about the event. When I get there, I'll be able to jump to the... Yeah, I'll be able to jump to that exact waypoint. It doesn't let me from there. The nav map needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. It's better in some ways. Yes, Volk. It is an improvement in some ways. Like, we didn't always have the search bar, right? Wasn't the search bar part of this newer nav map? I forget. It's been so long. Those types of stutters scare me. Yeah, I still got my revenants on this thing. There was one, but it wasn't great. Yeah, I don't remember what the old one was like. It was... I played for about 1.5 to 2 years with the old one too, and I just don't remember what it looks like, or what it looked like.
Quantum drive is now off. Quantum drive is now on.
Chad, I think I gotta get some, do some maintenance on my Hosas. I've never, like, greased the internals at all. And I've had these for several years now. I just don't want to take them apart. It's so tedious.
Quantum drive is now off.
I've replaced the springs on one of them, but... Actually, I replaced the springs on both. I tweaked them a little bit, but... And I had to replace one on the left one that snapped about a year ago. But yeah, I just really don't want to take them apart. Especially the springs. The springs are a bitch. I like that we can customize them, but they are a bitch, and I'm terrified to hook and unhook those things.
Shields are on.
I snapped the little tool they give you.
Gear deployed.
When I was replacing the one. Scared the crap out of me, too. It's weird to me that when I hold perfectly forward, the momentum is slightly offset to the right and not in line with my straightforward cursor, because I'm sitting to the left, offset to the left. What, the Hermes? Yeah, Zero was in here the other day. And I was sitting here minding my own business, loving my Hermes. And then he pointed out the fact that people bitched about the Connie, which was a good gripe, and it's something I was always terrified of, was that crossbar that on the canopy of the Constellation. It blocked critical stuff right in front of you. So they brought this one about, let me just look forward. So this one doesn't go all the way across, but the pilot, it's still covering 1/3 of their screen. And it just messed with my OCD, and I was fine until he pointed it out. I was fine.
Engines are off.
This canopy is still way better than the Constellations. All intents and purposes, I feel like this is kind of a... Oh, what am I doing? I gotta go... His idea of breaking the ice or making them weirdly uncomfortable as a joke. Could remove the struts and then be like, well, how is this glass held in place? Yeah, basically like the Prospector and the Fortune, right? Just a bubble. I like the braces and stuff. I think it makes sense with that as the aesthetic of the RSI ships. And overall, the visibility is very good in the Hermes. Okay. Oh my god. Keep the braces, just maybe make them thinner or transparent. Yeah. I don't know about transparent, but maybe thinner. I don't know. I guess it's like built-in limitations. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's not necessarily a combat first ship, which I get. All right, is that all the way back? I think it is. Ugh, I hate that. Of course, yeah, that's helpful. Thank you. All right, that's all the way back. For the raft, yeah, I mean it's two different beasts, but you have the opportunity to do a little more variety in this versus a raft. But it's two different. Honestly, I think it's two different customers. You know. Raft's a cool ship, though. I do like it. It's definitely my favorite Argo. Oh, God, come on, please. No, no. Just up, 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 up. Oh, my God. They need to do something with this stuff, man. It's just not intuitive. You fucking asshole. Up. Up. There it was. I just had it. Where is it? Okay. I do love that they gave the raft more capacity. What was it, like a year or so ago? Come on. No, you were just there. Please. The upside down truck bed vibe. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like that, right? You could stick a Atlas to the grid? I didn't know that. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because when you pull it up on the elevator, it's stuck to the grid. It removes like a SU section. Yeah, that makes sense. So you do have to sacrifice something. Yeah, the RSI lineup is strange for these like semi multi-role ships, like especially comparing this to the Taurus. It's just, I don't know, this can hold so much more. But I guess the differentiation for me is if I want to transport, like, if I want to be able to fight better and be able to transport some vehicles a little better, the Taurus is probably the better choice. Not considering the vulnerabilities the Connie has right now, which isn't the ship's fault. You know, because you can put an Ursa in a Connie, right? With that fold down cargo bay, like it's wide enough for it, isn't it? Yeah, the Ursa. I thought so. And yeah, Wolf, the Atlas, it depends on the ship and the workflow. Like, it works for this workflow. It worked really well, pretty well, sort of well in the Asgard. I don't have experience with it, using it with a raft, but I know a lot of people were. But at that point, they had also, not long after, rolled that update out to, like, the normal handhelds that made them faster. But... So is the rock worth using right now, or no? I've never really been rock mining, period. The only mining I ever did was, like, in a prospector. Okay. Oh, come on, you can't get around that corner. Now watch. Oh, no. See, this is where this thing is stupid. Just move over one more. Don't make me move. You're gonna make me move. It's like you find the perfect place to stand. Let's see here. You haven't tested it. It is something you need to get going on. Test and compare. Wouldn't mind having a Geo, but last patch it was a death trap. Yeah. Yeah, ask Varric and Rack about that. We're doing the Hathor site. Is the Hathor site. Oh my god, that was so funny. It was so bad. Just, please. I think that's all the way down at the end. Yeah. Which part? When the rocks blew up. Because the goddamn Geos were borked. Oh my god, it's working. Here, let's take this one down so I can see around the corner. There we go. It's like, and it wasn't even that we brought those, right? Like, there were some down, aren't there, like, some that are down there, like, spawn down there to begin with? Or were those all players, ones they left behind? Because if those were, like, part of the level, that makes it even worse. The mining UI wasn't giving feedback. Yeah. I thought there were some down there. Or maybe they're just like husks. Probably guys that died, yeah. I will say Hathor was pretty fun. Even issues notwithstanding, it was pretty fun. Come on. Come on. So yeah, chat, I'd like to get a stream in Friday. I don't know if it'll be during the day or not. If I do stream, it'll probably be Fable. Just something chill, easy. This isn't chill? No, this is actually quietly stressing me out. Crofty asked if it was chill. So might get a Fable stream in, but more than likely I won't, because we we do have a lot of like packing to do and stuff like that. So we'll see. Because we gotta hit the road by like 8 a.m. on Saturday. Because we got like a 3.5 hour drive to get down to the train. Rock obtained. We'll do some testing on how it feels. Haven't run one in a couple years and compare it to the Geo. Okay. All good, Wolf. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Have a good rest of your day.
Oh yeah? Watch this.
Oh, is that your
Watch what?
that's your departure? Oh, what, man. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Yeah, Volk, let me know. And also, like, with mining nowadays, like, do you have, like, with the Atlas and the Rock, do they eject, like, handheld boxes of materials? I know the Atlas does, right? The Geo? Like, how does that work now? Even with the Prospector, like, they fill up the bags and then you can load the bags on another ship, right? And then put them down the cargo elevator and pull them up on the refinery. Yeah, I legit think it's been since 318 for me. As far as mining goes, so it's changed. I'm assuming. Prospector, Mole, and Geo all have removable containers for minables. Okay. All right. Cosmic, welcome in. It's going. How you doing? You'll look into the Rock? Okay. I'd like to have a reason to use more ground vehicles. All right. Oh my god, chat. Let's get going. Just doing stuff.
Landing gear raised. Shields on.
We're all about mining, salvaging, and making it as easy as possible for others. Yeah, man. All right. God, this thing takes a hot minute. It's got a fast top speed, but it does not accelerate quickly. Yeah, like, I do miss the days. Like, I used to, I'm just gonna go through here and then adjust course.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now on.
I miss the days when my loop would be, I would spend a session mining out in the asteroid belt. I would, and this is before even salvage, I would take that to the refinery, let that refine overnight,
Quantum drive is now on.
do some bounties for the rest of that session. Next session, I would log on, bring something that could haul, like my cuddy, pick up the delivery, deliver it to Area 18, and then go out, do more, and just like I would alternate between all of those, which worked out really great for me, because I like variety. Yeah, I really, really dig being able to do some variety. It's also why I love, so maybe we'll do that again sometime soon. Those group nights where we're doing, we got a group shooting things down. Of course, things don't soft death right now, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. And then you have other people salvaging, and as they fill up, we come back with, like, one of the combat ships will be a Cuddy or something like this, or a Connie. Load up on their stuff so they can stay out there and harvest. Like, being able to, in a single session, give multiple different player styles something to do is really cool. Like, that is where this game truly, truly, truly shines. Park in front of this one, because afterwards we'll see if this place has a cargo deck. See if we can find a turtle. Because we promised Drew a turtle.
Engines are off. Landing complete.
When salvaging came out, so you and a few buddies ran. One person operated the Vulture, one loading and unloading, one shuttling goods. At the time, one person owning a hauler, salvager due to... Yeah, that whole party... Like, back when the Vulture came out, that was really annoying. With the ship ownership and being able to party sell and stuff. That was such a buzzkill. Not being able to. It's so nice that they fixed that. Yeah, it can be nice knowing people that have ships. Like an extra, like, I feel like they added a sound effect to the footsteps of this. Every now and then there's like a less clanky one. It's like more of a thud. I don't remember ever hearing that with this when this thing moved before. You only have the Dominus package now. It's okay, Varric. We know that was a very emotionally taxing day for you to melt that much stuff. Did CIG, like, did Chris Roberts call you up and like, all concerned? Like, hey, I just wanted to make sure your account wasn't hacked. We saw some suspicious activity. It was emotionally taxing for us. Oh, that's true. That is true. It was Kitty. Star Citizen has been weird for you over the years with combat and some hauling in mind, and now for much more industry focused. Variety. You sold some of the credit off? Yeah, I'm not going to be putting any extra money into the game for the foreseeable future, but I think my TAC, the TAC upgrade to the Galaxy is the next thing I'll probably end up doing. But that's only, at most, that's like, I think what, it was like a $10 difference or something. Sorry, Chad. I saw a eBay notification. I thought I sold something else. Yeah, I was just happy I was able to... that's not where I wanted that. I was just happy that I was able to piece together the Hermes upgrade without spending a single extra dime. I didn't realize I had so many paints. I had so many pledge paints over the years. Like, I had a bunch for the Asgard, which I don't even have anymore. So yeah, chat, word to the wise. Occasionally look through your hangar on the website, because there's a lot of little things that sneak by you. What's my favorite thing to do in Star Citizen? Depends on the day. Sometimes I like cargo hauling, sometimes I like salvaging. PvE combat. I do like multi-crew stuff when it works right. Like I was saying earlier, doing group stuff where some people are fighting stuff, knocking them out of the sky, so other people in the group can salvage the carcasses. Oh my god. And then mixing that with some hauling of the salvage goods so they can stay out. That's where it shines. What about you? Buy the ship in game and want custom colors? Oh well. I'm not buying the Asgard anytime soon in game. Not until they confirm they fixed the ramp issues and stuff. So, it's a non-issue. And considering the issue council reports I've seen for it, CIG's responded with, we were unable to replicate this. If I were a betting man, I'd say it's not getting fixed. You've only been on for a few months, here and there. Enjoyed salvaging. Currently testing being a bad boy. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done much PvP yet. Eventually, I do want to get into that, but I don't think combat's in a great spot. They have a lot of balancing to do with, engineering. Cargo hauling bad boy. What does that mean? Oh, smuggling? Okay. The what is it? Unverified contracts? I haven't done those, actually. I forgot about those, to be honest. Because that menu is just... They need to overhaul all of that. That's cool, though. Oh, what? No. Oh, my God. Why am I having such a hard time with this grid today? Nope. What is going on here? I wish we could control where this thing was going with a mouse wheel. Not just like automatically here or there and nowhere in between. And then By the time it brings it all the way back to you, you can't see shit in front of you. What are you doing? There. Go there. Oh my god. I do hope they bring back the space cops, but I have clips of me fighting an AI hammerhead. You know, for the good guys. Like I was doing work for the good guys. And I was fighting for my life. And a cop rolls up to me and says I need to hold still so he can scan my cargo. While the hammerhead is bearing down on me. If you're waiting for one of those crates to hit a specific spot on the ship and it explodes, it's not 318 anymore. There's no collision with the ship as far as damage goes. There was a time, though. There we go. If you hit that ramp hard enough with a crate, you can shift it backwards. Yeah, yeah. Things will phase through the ramps, but all you gotta do is put the ramp up. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is to making the Atlas better, but it's gotta change. It's very unintuitive. Nope. See, now, like, that one placed one box too far forward. So to put it back, I gotta start pulling it back towards me. But I don't want it to come all the way back to me. I just want to adjust it. You can't move it like a normal tractor beam. Same with the rail-mounted tractors. Add a middle stopping point. Well, just give us variable control on that. Like, if we could position it wherever we wanted on that rail, that would be awesome. It would work so well. I think that's one of the more frustrating things for me with CIG. Is whatever the thing is, like there's some things they knock out of the park, right? You know, I'll give credit where it's due, but I feel like they're always so close to greatness with some things, and I think that's what makes it most frustrating for me. Is if they were further away from greatness with things, I wouldn't get as mad. But I feel like, no, I know you can hit Q to change modes, but that still doesn't fix it. What, with this? No, that doesn't change modes on this. You mean the turret. But anyway, like, whether it's this or a patch, I feel like they're always so close to greatness and then they fumble in some way. And it's like, I don't want to see them fumble. I want to see them succeed. But it's like every time there's like one little critical thing that they just don't quite get right. It's just like, how does that keep happening? Like, we're slowly getting better, but it's like taking... I don't know. Look, again, I will always go back to the fact that I've built 0 games. Right? But... limitations are similar to the doors, like on the Caterpillar, the Stage 2 open shut thing. Yeah, I mean, having a middle point would be better than nothing for sure. But yeah, having a variable control of it would be top notch. All right, cool. Now, we told Drew Hillian we go find a turtle, so we're gonna try again here. Where are we at? I forget if there's a cargo place here. We'll check. Oh, Zaber. So, someone commented on one of my YouTube videos the other day. Well, yesterday. It was my cutter not cutting it video. The day I took on my Zero to Hero account, I was trying to figure out what I was going to replace the not replace the cutter with, but, you know, supplement the cutter with on that account. And the guy said he actually runs a stealth build on his cutter. He ditches the guns because they're basically useless anyway. And when he goes into combat, if he can sneak up on him without the... Oh, damn, there's not a place here either. All right. If he can sneak up on the NPC enemies without them alerting to him, if he can get within EVA distance, he'll EVA over, break into the ship, and kill the crew. I don't know how realistic this is, but I kind of want to try it. If I can get all stealth components. Like, that is so funny. The stealth bread box. I think that would be a lot of fun if we could do it right. Because it's maneuverable. But those guns, no matter what you put on it, they're useless. They are useless. They're too small. But it'd be funny to find that type of use for the cutter. All right, let's see here. Priority. Time. All right, yeah, we got time. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep doing this mission. Oh my god, we're taking us somewhere else? 616. Well, I don't trust the game to not take down the server before I get paid on that one, so... Average to 18. Oh wow, there's actually... Oh, okay, we're getting different locations now. Alright, alright, alright. Wow, some of these are huge. 1,300 SCU. And that's interstellar. That's crazy. That's 500,000. Wow. 3,000 SCU. There's some serious contracts in here, man. Wow. Alright, where are we? I don't know. Let's do this one. We haven't been to Tisa today. Yeah, but Volk, who are you talking to here? You've seen my luck, right? You've seen my luck. I know it works great for other people. I have video evidence of this game not cooperating for me. Oh shit, I gotta drink. God damn it. When are we gonna be able to drink while sitting down, chat? I have a face today, that's nice. This is entertaining, isn't it, chat? You had one server error, actual server error yesterday, 2 minutes cleared up. Yeah, I actually read, apparently there's 30Ks have cropped up a little bit, which we haven't seen in a hot minute. You gonna head to bed, Zaber? All right, man. Sleep well, buddy. It's good to see you.
Take off. Landing gear raised. Shields are off.
Oh, we don't have a... Okay. Good enough. Yeah, Chad, if you can't make a marker on the actual mission marker, like it doesn't let you set her out, zoom out a little bit to the planet it's on
Quantum drive.
and try to set her out to the planet. You're at a 71 watch streak. You deserve more than 450 channel points, Twitch. You deserve free addiction therapy. What a weird flex, chat. Isn't that a weird flex? Thank you for 71 level streak, Barrick. I couldn't do it without you, buddy. Varric, I gotta say, I am impressed that you've been sticking with Kingdom Come. You are going for it, man. Chat, Varric here's been playing through Kingdom Come Deliverance, and he's going to be going straight into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's a tall order, but so far he is delivering. You're gonna finish it today? Shit, chat, go follow him if you're not already. I think most of you are already, but... Oh, that's cool.
Quantum drive is now off.
All right. Oh.
Quantum drive is now on.
We're moving boxes today, chat. Doing it so eventually I can afford my
Quantum drive.
heavy fighter. I'm still undecided between the Scorp or the Hurricane this time. I usually go for the Scorpius. I do like both ships, though. guy's name's Kaiser. Just reminds me of Fallout. Kaiser. Hurricane's only good if you have a crude. Oh, is it still a glass cannon? Like, I knew the Scorp was tankier, but...
Landing gear deployed.
I'll probably end up going with the Scorpius again. I mean, come on. It's RSI. I haven't done anything with blades yet. Oh, it's raining. I'm sure it's acid rain. This place sucks. Yeah, the turret, I mean, it's a physical turret, so it's definitely better. Is the turret on that 4 size 3s? Yeah, because the... What's the loadout on a Hurricane for the pilot and the turret? I know the pilot gets size 4s, doesn't he? Turrets 4 size 3s. Revenants, so 2 size 4s on the nose. So is it 2 size? Yeah, 8 size 3s for the Scorp. So is it 2 size 4s for the pilot and 4 size 3s for the turret on the Hurricane? Versus 8 size 3s for the Scorpius. But it's a remote turret. I feel like those two ships are the best rivalry in the game between ships. Because they're both good. What was I doing? I don't need to accept anything. Yeah. Like, I think I'm okay with the Scorp still being better HP wise, but I could see the Hurricane maybe using more HP than it has. Oh yeah, armor might change that a bit, huh? Oh, that's helpful. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Let's go back here. Hurricane needs a quality of life pass. You like it over the Scorp even now. That's just because you like it. It's still a good ship. I'm gonna have to move back or something. Like, I love that the Scorp is an X-Wing. I prefer the look of an X-Wing. I'll be honest, I'm not... I don't entirely like the style of the Scorpius, the design aesthetics of it. But it's still an X-Wing, which is cool. It's the attitude of it I like. But I think it looks like a pair of sheet metal cutters when it's folded up. Scorp's faster, shields are the same, but HP is wildly off. Had one, gunner got blasted out of the turret, and the rest of the ship and yourself were fine and functional. In what? The Scorp or the Hurricane? Scorp has 43,600 HP, and the Hurricane is only 18,000? Whoa. That is like, that feels like it was designed for a different video game. I think that's kind of like when the F8 first came to Star Citizen, because it was like, they literally copied and pasted it from Squadron. And Squadron's like an entirely different game with entirely different baselines. Like, I get it. It could use like a formal quality of life pass, but like, that just seems like a simple, like, let's just bump those numbers up even a little bit. Like, that just feels like it's a different playing field than it should be. That is a crazy difference. Yeah, like, the Scorp can definitely and should probably be tankier if you just look at them physically, right? But they're in the same class and they're designed to, like, kind of rival each other. So yeah, I might just keep with the RSI trend then. Just get my Scorpius again. It's been a while. It's been a while. So I'll be honest, like, I have an F7A, but I'm not a huge fan of fighting in it. I feel like it's so freaking flimsy. Even with military components, it just dies way too quick. I felt like my survivability in the Wolf was way better. Hurricane's armor is 4,600, and the Scorp's is 3,900. See, that's interesting. I wonder how much of a difference that makes. So let's face it, I feel like armor doesn't last that long, no matter what. Armor is such a weird thing, man. It just feels very artificial. I don't know how to explain it. Like, was armor always supposed to be a thing? Because it feels like it's almost more of a reaction. Every patch is a new meta. Yeah, which I kind of like that it's keeping people on their toes, because metas are boring. I don't know. I guess it's tough to judge it all too much, because it's so new, and they got such a long way to go with all of it, with engineering. It was always supposed to be a thing, but they haven't found the proper maths to make it work. Idea is larger ships won't take damage from lower class weapons. If that's the case, then they need to continue to make it more challenging for single or very small crews to operate said large ships. It should be a pain in the ass. Because if it's not, and there's little consequence to operating a large ship that has that kind of benefit, it's going to be... You know where the metas are going to go. That's always been my opinion on large ships, too. It's hard to tell if those are aligned or not back there. Come on, come on, come on. You son of a bitch. Just go up a level, please. Don't make me move. This is a good... There we go. Pilots in large ships should not have access to guns. Like, and when we're talking large ships, I'm feeling like anything bigger than a Connie or a Constellation or like a Corsair. That's what I would consider the start of those large ships. Yeah, Perseus and larger. Yeah. You should not be able to fire much of anything from the pilot seat. I agree with that sentiment. But therein lies the problem. They've given that ability to a lot of those ships, right? So when they take it away, I get the resentment. You know? It's like, well, we had it. That's what I paid for. Gun access is fun as long as the cons match. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if they truly provide enough cons, because right now I feel like there's not enough. If that's the direction they're going. And the whole combat blade thing, like I just like or whatever, AI blades, like having automated turrets and stuff like that. I just don't know how I feel about it. Because you know people are gonna juice the shit out of that. Come on. There we go. Nope, wrong one. Nope, wrong one. Or like the Polaris and Perseus make the laser or railgun a manned turret. Yeah, but they're not gimbaled though, right? They're just, I mean, especially that railgun and stuff, like that's like structurally part of the ship. So what is a turret going to do other than press a button? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I get you. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but there definitely should be major trade-offs. Like, if we're going for so immersive and so realistic and stuff like that, with all this persistence and physicalization of things, we can't all of a sudden just make exceptions that, like, oh, you can also fly this capital ship by yourself effectively. Like, it's just so contradictory to everything else about the game, regardless of how it's been, right? And I feel like it's hypocritical of people to expect to be able to do that type of stuff long-term effectively. If nothing else, because they spent the money, which I kind of get the argument of like, well, I paid for this and this is the way it was and then it changes. But you do have to read the room with it. Read the fine print, or just it's logical. I mean, those same people are watching every video about the vision of the game and the where it's headed and stuff like that, and then they act surprised about it. Yeah, it's just common sense. Just because you can do it now doesn't mean that's the way it's always going to be. Now, kind of get being, again, resentful about it if that's what you bought and then it changes. But again, don't be surprised. But technically speaking, should it have even been released before such a major change to said product happens? That's where I fault CIG a little bit. And it's like, I get it. It's a double-edged sword because they have to get some of these things in-game for various reasons, for gameplay and testing and stuff. And I get too, they gotta make money. That goes back to keeping this game alive in an industry where massive studios are getting shut down left and right. You know, so now more than ever, I'm a little more okay with those types of things being sold if that's really what it comes down to. If it means we can still have this game to play. It's a sad truth. You think of it like Star Trek terms. The Enterprise needed several people just to make the ship move and function, go from A to B. Yep. And look, like, even like an Idris is tiny compared to a lot of the ships in Star Trek, right? Is on the smaller end. The Polaris, too. They're, as capital ships go, they're actually pretty small. But they're big enough and cumbersome enough and powerful enough that it's just from a logic standpoint and a gameplay and balancing perspective, you just can't allow that to be effectively piloted in combat. Now, large ships of that size, capital size ships that are more for industrial gameplay and stuff or whatever, or if you're using your Polaris to just do exploration, hauling, yeah, you should be able to fly it. It should be a little cumbersome, especially you should be thinking twice about taking it in Atmo, stuff like that, and you running the risk of getting into a tangle that you can't, a fight that you can't be competitive in. But I'm more okay with being able to fly, do basic flight, point A to point B, if you want. But taking those things into combat with automation and stuff, like, I don't like, as cool as it would be to be a player with a ship with a bunch of automated turrets, I feel like it completely defeats the purpose of what the game should be. That's just my opinion, but that's how I felt about that. If you can't either find enough people to put in the ship or make enough friends in the game to have in the ship, I hate to say it, the harsh truth is you probably shouldn't have pledged that ship.
Thank you for visiting Hurston, and remember, Hurston Dynamics is always looking for hard workers. Please consult our job board if interested.
At the end of the day, CIG ultimately falls back to the fact that you aren't technically buying a specific item, you are pledging to support the development of a game. Knowing it's in development means nothing is set in stone. Yup. Let's say that louder for the people in the back. Nothing is set in stone. I lost my spot. Hold on. And they are at times scummy. You know what? I'm gonna come back to that. Let me jump. I'm in the middle of being in Atmo. I'm gonna stop in the middle of nowhere so I can read this properly, because you're making very good points.
Auto drive is now on. Auto drive is now on.
All right. Are they at times scummy about it? Sure. Do they sell things then nerf them once the money comes in? All the time. But at the end of the day, people should understand they are buying unfinished products that may change when completed. I 100% agree with all of those sentiments. Look, am I annoyed when they change something fundamental about my ships? Yeah, well, actually, they haven't really changed anything fundamental about the ships that I buy because I think about that. But, would I be annoyed? Yeah. But at the end of the day, that's the game I signed up for. If I don't want that type of thing to happen, I shouldn't be pledging it right now. You're not white knighting CIG when you say people need to understand what they're purchasing, but like read what you're buying. Yup. 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 You don't even need to read. Just pay attention. Stop convincing yourself otherwise. Like, you're telling yourself a lie if you're thinking otherwise. They know. They know those are the harsh truths. Volk, you think about it and then ask yourself if you're okay if something got changed. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like, I think if I were to guess, I would say probably larger industrial ships and stuff are less in danger of that type of thing. And honestly, they don't need as much balance for that. Because that's just the risk of running. If you're running a big industrial ship like that to begin with, it probably isn't designed to fight to begin with, right? And you're just inherently vulnerable, right? So that's just the nature of industrial gameplay to begin with. It's the larger combat-oriented ships, like the Polaris, the Idris, etc., that I feel like are the potential problem. We're pretty lucky they let us refund for credits and play the ship roulette when we want. Yeah, I mean, there's stipulations to that. Whether we all like it or not, and I will always go back to this statement, this game will be in a state of flux probably for the better part of our lifetimes. It's just that is the harsh reality of a game like this, even after 1.0. It will always change, if nothing else because of balancing, because of neckbeards finding new interesting ways to exploit the shit out of whatever system. Like, it will always happen. It's just the unfortunate nature of live service, let alone one that is of this scope. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Although that was like not even my TED Talk this time. This was Kitty's TED Talk.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I like how this paint wears. I also like that it's kind of matte. All right. Time to do this again. At the end of the day, pledging in general kills gameplay. You're killing gameplay for yourself. You're killing reason to play, other than to just go in and play a sandbox. Like, oh, I think I'll spawn this ship in today. Oh, I think I'll spawn this ship in today. We all operate differently. Our brains all work differently, but I know I, for one, like having goals. That is the only way I will play a game. My first goal is getting this stupid box out the door. God damn it, no. No, no, stupid box. There we go. Alright. Kept a fair amount of credits. Wait. You've actually kept a fair amount of credits free so you can play around with different things. Your goal is almost always mining, refining, and bunkers. And that's the thing too. I think it's always a good idea for people to like be honest with themselves and define the type of gameplay that they like, you know? I mean, being a content creator and stuff, like, I've said this before and I'll say it again, like, most of what I have wrapped up in Star Citizen, whether it's the pledges or my HOSA setup, it was all through generosity of the community. You know, when people started being like really generous about it, I immediately, you know, I told Crofty, I was like, I'm gonna put the money right back into, you know, content for this audience. And it kind of became like a self-funding hobby. But had that not happened, I would not have what I have in this game. I would have the starter pack, and that'd be about it. But, you know, that's why, like, playing the Zero to Hero account's kind of refreshing, too. You know, having nothing and having to work for it is nice. Sometimes you think about running cargo and stuff, then you watch Bucky do it and you get exhausted. Decide not to. I like it in sessions like this where we can all chill and chat and stuff like that. Yeah, Strawberry, you're absolutely right. Like, out of all the games I've played, like, I feel like the Star Citizen community has been one of the best. Oh, there's times when I get like this makes me anxious, like this level of hauling and stuff. But like today, for some reason, I'm like just zoning out. I think it's also because like I'm in that phase where I'm like ready to go on vacation, so I'm like half tuning out. Is this the equivalent of me zoning out at work, chat? So yeah, when we get back, got a lot of work stuff we gotta figure out. I have stuff for the consulting gig, but the computer stuff, I gotta find more inventory. I gotta find a more effective, scalable way to get inventory. Exactly. I think the worst is when you know you're leaving a job, like permanently, trying to find, like after you put your notice in, it's like you care about your coworkers and you know things working out for them and making sure you're setting them up good for when you leave permanently. But you still have that like I struggled with that when I left my job. Like I was trying so hard to care that last month. Oop. What's the least amount of work I could do without being let go before my resignation date? Yup. Well, it's funny too because even though they know you'll do something, oh fuck. Hold on a minute. All right, is that on the grid? I don't know. We're gonna hope so. I can't tell if it's moving. Whatever. I forgot what I was gonna say. Stupid box. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I've got like 10 notifications from my CPA. I'm gonna have to look at after this. I think I got a bunch of papers I gotta sign. I'm wondering if the bigger contracts are starting to give more 4 SU rather than 8 SUs now. Because like the Zeus, I know the Zeus you can stack, I think 3 SU high. And the problem was, like, it can hold 128 SU. Whatever, you're just gonna go there. It can hold 128 SU on the grid. But when it's like 80 SCU or whatever of 80 some SCU of 8 SCU crates, you can't make it work. All right, you know what? Let's do this. It's time to switch sides. You can't make it work because you completely lose the ability to leverage that entire 1 SCU layer on top of all those 8 SCU crates. So it's like, it kind of made the Zeus semi-useless for a lot of those without working off the grid. But if that same mission was the same amount of SCU, but as 4 SCU containers, you could stack 3 high. And easily use the grid. And keep it on grid. So I'm wondering if they change those. Probably not. Maybe it's just for the medical supplies for the this mission. It would be nice if we could get something eventually on the contract manager for hauling and have it specify container sizes. Because there's a downside to this too. You got to move a lot more, twice as much. But I feel like it's worth it. All right, let's see here. Boom. So yeah, Chet, I've been trying to be diligent about putting some long-form content out there on YouTube, not just the live streams. I've been taking the live streams and, like, if something specific, if we did something specific, like my most recent video was, I took the segment where we did the ballistic testing on this ship. I released that video yesterday, and I think I'm getting close to like 800 views, which is really good for me. So it's starting to take hold. YouTube is definitely about consistency. It's been pretty fun trying to figure out, too. All right, let's see here. I think that's it. I'm assuming those are all bound. I don't know if there was those 2 right there. I don't know if they're loose or not. Guess we'll find out. Yeah, they're good. Cool. All right, now, where the hell am I? All right, same thing. Let's see if we can find turtles here. I forget which ones have cargo decks. Drew, I don't know if you're still lurking or not, but I'm trying to find you a turtle, buddy. God damn it. There's nothing here. Yeah, for those that don't know, there's, if you're, on a station that has a cargo area, there's a little hidden spot where you might find a turtle. Which I knew about the turtles in Area 18. I never knew about them until recently. That might just be the orbital stations. Not sure. Alright, time is it? About 4 o'clock. Alright, let's see. Neutralize ship. Asteroid mining base. Alright, let's try this. We'll see how this goes. Do some combat. Can't wait to run into another gladiator. Hopefully there's not a gladiator here. I always forget I have an elevator on this ship, too. I always go up the ramp. Anyone else do that? Let's talk about muscle memory. I haven't timed myself yet, but if the elevator's already up and you're trying to get in the ship, I wonder if it's quicker to enter through the ramp. Alright, I'm not gonna bother refueling, because if I die, I die. And then that's wasted money.
You are clear to launch.
Again, that's the nice thing about this ship. I don't have to store it and get another ship. I can try to take this out and do a little bit of fighting. Any way you can save time in Star Citizen is a good thing.
Landing gear raised. Thank you. And please visit again. Shields are off.
I'm gonna assume this is in Crusader. Oh, you son of a bitch. Don't make me set her out. Okay.
Quantum drive is now on.
You'll likely end up with the Argo ships, Arastra, Prospector, Golem, Rock, Geo, and a Cutlass Black to haul the Rock and the Geo in. You know I always approve of the, Cuddy. Cuddy is an industrialist with teeth vibe. Yeah, honestly. I've just always liked the kind of military surplus feel of it, you know? The Cuddy is very much like the UH-1 Huey, you know? Like, it can haul a little bit of cargo or troops or whatever. It has some teeth if you need to deal with aggressors. But it's still squishy.
Quantum drive is now on.
is this? Alright, you know what? Let's jump. To get around Crusader, we'll just go to head towards selling.
Auto drive is now on. Auto drive is now off.
Alright, if I let these charge here... Theoretically, they should jump back. I don't know if I'm going to have to let them charge up again when I get there. Yeah, good enough.
Shields are off. Auto drive is now on. Auto drive. Shields are on.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Shields are off.
Alright, so I do have 4 Revenants on this. Gonna spawn in.
Radar. Shields are off. Shields are off.
Got a Gladius and a Freelancer. A Buccaneer, okay.
Shields are off.
Let's get rid of that Freelancer.
Target acquired.
Ah, shit the bed!
He just said shit the bed.
Shields damaged.
What a battle cry. Can someone clip that for me? Please. I need that to be a sound redemption.
Ah, shit! They're all over me! Ah!
Enemy down.
Holy shit, that was one of our ships.
Alright, let's take care of that Buccaneer. Oh my god. They're very chatty today, aren't they?
Shields damaged.
These bastards ain't messing around.
What was that noise?
Enemy down.
What would the caption for that last noise even be? Well, that went well. So what happens when you shit the bed? Oh my god, that was awesome. Well, that went well. Again? Oh, you know what? Let's not coast when there's loose rocks nearby. Thank you, kitty. Ah, shit the bed. We need more of that. Like, more dialogue like that. It's so funny. Alright, resource raiders. Alright, this is the same type of mission. Let's just do it again. Nope. Okay.
Water drive is now on.
You put in the sound request channel? Thank you. Yes, I will make sure that gets added. Ooh. It's pretty.
Shields are on.
All right, now my shields aren't fully charged, so let's slow down. That man, I feel like he had Tourette's.
Shields are off.
I feel like they worked on the contrast a little bit. Can see things a little better.
Radar contact. Shields are on.
Same ship assortment.
Shields damaged. Enemy down.
Shoot him up. Where you at, you little bugger?
Shields damaged.
All right, someone's very close.
Enemy down.
That made me blink. It's pretty crazy that those guys get so close you start to hear a proximity warning.
Enemy down.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you gonna pay me? Trying to see if I can find the wreckage of that freelancer, but that's probably going to be damn near impossible. Did I actually get paid? I guess I did. All right. I like the lighting here. Trying to find a good screenshot. Kind of like how the paint's worn. All right, hold on. Get some with the guns firing. I love how like Crusader just like lurking out there. That's pretty cool. All right. Oops. Area 18. Let's head home.
Shields are off.
Yeah, I will say these Revenants
Drive is now off.
way better than the whatever the bearings are, the AD4Bs or whatever. AD4Bs sound cool, but they're so much slower. And the projectile speed's actually lower, I think, too, which makes it more difficult to actually hit the targets. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm, unless we're trying to deliberately disable enemy ships, I'm probably just gonna keep Revenants on this thing. Like, there's no point to put repeaters on this. The only time I'll put Rhinos back on the nose is if we're trying to disable ships to get components off of them. At that point, I put the Rhinos on the front and probably put distortions on the top. Which that will probably be one of the next sessions we do. In the Hermes here, because I need to stock up. I definitely need to stock up on some size 2 components. Military, even military grade C. Because it's the first patch in a while I actually lost some I lost some components. I think it was all mostly the stuff I lost was looted. Like specifically the scavenge type stuff. Like all my grade C military components went away. But strangely enough, I still have the few pieces that were grade A military and big grade B. I still have all of those. And stealth. I have some stealth stuff too. That's, I think, the first time in a while I've actually lost some components. AD4B is 900 RPM versus the Revenant with 1200. Well, there you go. Yeah. The Revenants just look cooler, too. Got a little beat up. Nothing crazy, though.
Bottom drive is now on.
AD4B does more damage over time, but that's due to the ammo count. Yeah, because the total ammo count, I think, was like close to 5,000, I think. But the ammo count's still decent on the Revenants. You can definitely get a bunch of missions in before you have to rearm. Yeah, I think the AD4Bs would probably be better if you're trying to go after a bigger target, but when you're fighting mostly smaller ships, it's not as good.
Drive is now off.
I think that's the idea anyway. AD4Bs is 5,200 ammo versus the Revenants with 3,600. Yeah, I see no reason to take the Revenants off anytime soon. Oh, does anyone know, did they change the default loadout? Oh, are we dropping frames? Looks like we're dropping frames on YouTube. We were briefly. Looks like we're okay now. It was very brief. Anyway, did they change the default loadout of the Avenger Titan? Like, does it no longer have a Revenant on the nose? Because I know there was an Avenger Titan at one of the escort missions I went on. The session we were doing the ballistic testing on this. And I went over to get loot because it was still intact. I wanted to get the nose gun off because usually that was a Revenant. And it was like some, I forget what it was. I forget what it was called. But it wasn't a Revenant. No frames lost here. Okay, it must have just been a hiccup on. Yeah, YouTube's, I don't know what's happening over on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Okay, maybe it was just because it was an NPC or something that it had a different loadout. It also had the that Invictus. It had that blue and gold Invictus paint, so maybe that was a special package. Slightly different loadout or something. Wasn't that called Renegade or some shit? The Renegade package? I don't remember. I think it was a Breakneck. Was it Breakneck? I think that's what it was on it. Broadsword, that's what it was, and it was a B. Oh my god, camera. Yeah, that's what it was. That's the variant that I came across. All right, 1200, 9500 rearm, but that's because I hurled some missiles out there. All right, so I started with 1.8 mil. I'm up to 2.3 mil. Made some progress today. How many sessions in now? Still loving the Hermes. All right, we'll use the elevator. How about that? Nope. One of these days I'll figure that out. This elevator is so confusing. Whatever, just go down. Why does that door open randomly? I didn't even step towards it. Ship's haunted. All right. Chat. This is fun. Had a blast. Did some hauling. Made some money. I'm working towards buying my Scorpius in game. I think it'll just end up being the Scorpius. Because I haven't had a heavy fighter in a while. And it gives me a goal to work towards. So, yeah. Glad I was able to get some combat in as well. Worked well. There were no gladiators. I am more terrified of gladiators in this game than anything else now. Oh, boy. Yeah, chat. I'm going to go. Not going to raid out this time, so we're just going to wrap things up. I will try to get a stream in Friday, but probably won't have time before our trip. So if I don't stream then, I will be back probably the following Thursday or Friday. Thursday, no, well, it'll probably be Friday. But just keep an eye on the Discord. I think Crofty's going to be getting 1 or 2 more streams in. I think she's streaming tonight, right? So just keep an eye out on the Discord. It's linked in the video description on YouTube, and there it is in the Twitch chat. SC is a big part of it. So feel free to join up, share your stories, screenshots, questions, whatever you may have. Thanks so much for watching. hanging out. Really appreciate it. And I will catch you all on the next stream. Take it easy.